This year, I did something that made my stomach hurt a little bit and took way more time than I ever expected. Cue visuals of me sitting poolside in the Grand Cayman during the holiday season, working on it. I took the thing I'm best known for, the thing with my name on it, the thing that more than 1,500 people across 15 countries have paid for, the thing that's taught at more than 100 universities, and I tore it down to the studs. And I did it on purpose because I'm a little crazy. And my reward for a poolside pina colada was 4 hours of work on it every day after I'd been to the gym, of course. If you've ever rebuilt something that was, by every reasonable measure, working just fine, you know what kind of doubt I'm talking about. The little voice that goes, "Who do you think you are? People love this. Leave this alone. You don't have to do perfection." I didn't leave it alone. And I want to tell you why. This is the final installment of the PESO Model Operating System series. 6 episodes ago, I told you that PESO had graduated from a framework into an operating system. 3 diagnostics later, Budweiser, Liquid Death, and Peppa Pig, you can start to see how it works for the tiniest teams and the biggest, well-funded brands. On this week's FinSucks podcast episode, I will stop describing the system and finally show you how to build it.
If you're a communications pro who works hard, doesn't compromise quality, and gets the job done, welcome home. We'll share our tips, tricks, and stories, and together we will change the face of PR. Spin sucks, but we don't. With the Spin Sucks podcast, here's Gini Dietrich.
Welcome back to the Spin Sucks podcast. I'm Gini Dietrich. Before we get started, I have a little tidbit for you. Did you know that if you can't finish watching right now, you can subscribe to the audio version of this show? We're on all the platforms where you get your podcasts, including Spotify and Apple, or you can subscribe to our newsletter at spinsucks.com, and you'll get it directly from me in your inbox every Tuesday morning. The old PESO model certification was good. It was genuinely good. It taught the PESO model the way I had taught it for years. Here are your 4 media types: paid, earned, shared, and owned. Here's what each one does. Here's how they overlap. Here's how to think about them together. People finished it smarter. People said, "Wow, I didn't think I could learn anything more about my trade, yet here we are." They could draw the model, they could defend it in a meeting, and they could build a campaign around it. But understanding the 4 media types is a 2014 skill. That, and somewhere along the way, the model stopped being a way to think and became a way to operate. The channels stopped being 4 buckets that you'll fill and became one system that feeds itself. Owned media gets you cited. Earned validates it. Shared amplifies it. Paid boosts what's already working. Measurement tells you what to do more of, and around it goes, compounding even while you sleep. That is not a framework. That is an operating system. And you cannot teach someone to run an operating system by explaining its parts. I can explain every component of a car engine to you in beautiful detail. And if you don't know how to drive, that won't teach you how to drive. That gap between understanding PESO and operating it is the thing that the old certification couldn't close. It taught the engine, it didn't teach the driving. So I spent my holiday season on vacation rebuilding it so that I could teach you how to drive it. When I say rebuilt, I don't mean that I refreshed the slides and called it new. We've all bought that course, you know the one. I mean, it has massive structural changes, and I rebuilt all of the learning. There are 2 things that came with it that were designed to fix a specific failure of the old way. The workbooks and the worksheets are now the output. And this is the one I'm most proud of, and it wasn't my idea. It was Shelley Verkamps. She's our chief learning officer, and she said to me, "People need a place to put all of their ideas so it creates something tangible at the end." Huh. Yes, you're right. Of course, I knew that. But I didn't think about how most adult learners won't build that for themselves. They'll take lots of notes in a notebook, same, but they won't turn it into anything despite their best intentions. We had to provide it for them. In the old model, in most courses, online courses, honestly, or even workshops or webinars or, going to conferences, you finish with knowledge. A head full of concepts and a stack of notes you fully intend to apply someday. And then someday becomes Q3, and then it becomes never, because the gap between I learned a thing and I built a thing is where most professional development quietly goes to die. So we flipped it. The new certification is built as a workbook with worksheets, which means the course is the work. You don't learn about owned media and then go home to figure out your owned media strategy. You build it inside the owned media module. The same with earned, shared, paid, integration, and measurement. Every module comes with worksheets that are structured, timed exercises that walk you step by step through building your operating system. Owned media alone has 11 exercises. They're not homework you take with you, they're the work that you do in the room. So when you finish the owned media module, you have a complete owned media plan that by the end will be integrated into a fully measurable operating system plan. And you're never, ever, ever staring at a blank screen wondering what to do next. Every single exercise sits next to a fully worked example so you can see exactly what good looks like before you fill it in on your own. I cannot tell you how much of the I'll do it later problem is really an I don't know where to start problem, so I'm just going to ignore it. The worked examples that are provided in there will help you kill that. And I wrote some AI prompts right into the workbooks. Not the big tool I'm about to tell you about in a second. Hang on for that one. These are specific prompts that you can copy and paste from the exercises themselves. Paste one in to help you get to an answer faster or pressure test the answer you just wrote. It's a smart second set of eyes sitting inside your plan while you build. By the time you finish, you have a working PESO plan that is tied to your actual organization, your actual goals, your actual buyer, built worksheet by worksheet with a measurement approach to keep it running. Then the PESO OS, the PESO operating system AI, comes with it. Those in worksheet prompts helped you build the plan. The OS AI helps you run it. There's now a licensed PESO OS AI, which is a tool trained on the model built to help you actually operate the system rather than just remember it. On its own, it's worth about $1,000 a year. It's bundled into the certification at no extra cost. We didn't just add AI to the work. AI is embedded in everything you do inside the certification. To that end, the PESO OS AI isn't a chatbot that we bolted onto a course. It's the operating system operationalized. When you finish the certification and you're staring at a real campaign decision, which channel carries this? How do I structure the owned piece so it gets cited? What does integration actually look like here? You're not alone with your notes. You have the system running, ready to help you run it. It's kind of like having me in your pocket whispering, "Psst, have you thought about this? Hey, what about this?" Let's just call me the angel on your shoulder. Although I could be the devil too, but you never know. From all the tearing down that I did, there's one thing I did not lay a finger on because it's been right since the very beginning. The PESO Model Certification is and always has been credentialed through the SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University, which is, if you don't know, one of the most respected communication schools in the country. It's either one or two. Them and USC go back and forth. It has been the backbone of this credential the whole time, and it's what distinguishes a badge from a credential. A badge says you took a course and completed it. A credential says that an institution that has spent a century defining good marketing and communications stands behind what you have learned. When you're the person in the room arguing that the work you do drives business, and if you followed the series, you know that's the whole fight. The weight behind your certification is not a small thing. I rebuilt everything around that, and my liver thanked me because I didn't have to redo that part. Whew. I'm going to do something that most people don't do. I'm going to tell some of you not to buy this course because forcing the wrong person through the certification app helps absolutely no one. You'd be frustrated, I would feel terrible, and you'd tell 3 people it wasn't worth it. So let's sort this out honestly. If it's not for you, it's not for you. However, it is for you if you've stopped wondering whether integration matters and you start wondering how to actually do it. If you took our PESO model self-diagnosis and landed at foundation or pilot and thought, okay, but how do I climb the ladder? If you're the person who has to defend the budget upward and you're tired of doing it with impressions and a prayer, if you lead a team, you want everyone operating from the same system, not from the same vague vibe. And if you're sitting at rung 2 or 3 on the PESO model maturity ladder and you're ready to operate at rung 4 or 5, this was built specifically for you. It is not for you if you're looking for a quick certificate to add to your email signature this weekend. It's not going to be that fast. It is self-paced, but it is real work. You're building an actual plan, not clicking next through a stack of videos. It is not for you if you want someone to hand you the finished answer. This teaches you to operate the system yourself. If what you really want is for someone to come in and build it for you, that's a completely different conversation and a good one we would love to have with you, but it is not this. It's not for you if you're shopping for validation. If you're hoping to finish and have me confirm that everything you're doing is perfect, you'll be irritated by module 2 because the whole thing is designed to make you change how you work and how you think about your work. It is not for you if you can't act on what you learn, if you have no authority to change your team's process, no budget, and no air cover from leadership. You'll build a beautiful plan that sits in a drawer, and that will just make you sad. And honestly, it's going to make me sad too. So let's skip it. Go get the buy-in first and then come back. The PR measurement we discussed a couple of weeks ago will help you do exactly that. And it's not for you if you want tactics instead of a system. There are faster, cheaper places to learn 5 ways to land more media hits or how to show up in AI answers. This is for building the machine, not for collecting the hacks. No hard feelings on any of these. I would genuinely rather you skip it than resent it. Here's the real reason I spent my holiday rebuilding this instead of drinking pina coladas like a normal person. I got tired of watching smart, capable people stall out. People who understood PESO cold, who could draw it, teach it, defend it in a meeting, and still couldn't make the thing run. They didn't have a knowledge problem. They had a nobody ever handed me the system, just the syllabus problem. They'd take the PESO model diagnostic, land at foundation or pilot, know exactly which rung they were stuck on, and have no idea how to climb out of it. That is the gap I couldn't stop thinking about poolside. Because the question was never, how do I explain PESO better? I've been doing that for 12 years. The question was, how do I make sure you finish with the thing built, the plan finished, the system running, the work behind you instead of ahead of you in a notebook full of ideas? So that is what I built. Not a better explanation, a finished system that gives you the keys to the door to walk inside. When you finish the PESO model certification, you have a complete working PESO plan built around your organization and its goals. Not around mine, not around a fake one, your organization and its goals. You have reusable templates and a measurement approach you can run without reinventing anything. You have access to the licensed PESO OS AI to keep operating the system long after the course ends, and you have the official certification and badge credentialed through Newhouse that says you can do this, not just describe it. It's 8 self-paced modules plus an evaluation. Most people finish it in 8 to 10 weeks at a few hours a week, but you get to set the pace yourself. And every 2 years, there's a short continuing education update because a system that doesn't stay current is not much of a system. You finish with the work complete, not a pile of ideas. For this entire series, this PESO model operating series I've been doing for the last couple of months, I've described the operating system, the graphic, the new and newly refreshed graphics, the new way to license it, the maturity ladder, the visibility gap, the measurement trap, and the 4 metrics that survive contact with your CFO. Now it's time for you to build it. If you haven't taken the self-diagnostic, the PESO model diagnostic yet, start there. It's free, it gives you a score, and it'll tell you exactly which rung you need to climb out of. And then enroll in the PESO model certification and build the system that gets you up the ladder. I tore the old one down so this one would be more worth your time. Now it's your turn to build something worth running. You can even reward yourself with pina coladas or a book or whatever strikes your fancy. I cannot wait to see what you make of it. If you'd like to know more about the PESO model certification, join us in the SpinSucks community. It's a great place to brainstorm ideas, get advice, and build real relationships with your peers. You can find us at spinsucks.com/community. That's spinsucks.com/community. And make sure you follow us on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. We're posting tips, how-tos, cheat sheets, and more every week. I'll see you next week. Bye.